Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, and I hope you had a good week. For your information, today, Sunday the 23rd of May, is the 59th anniversary of the death of those early American anti-heroes, Bonnie and Clyde, known affectionately as Suicide Sal and the Texas Rattlesnake. And that's nothing. One of my guests tonight is known to his fans as the Killer, another as the Golden Girl, and the man we're about to meet is called Lumpy by his wife, but that's none of my business. Continuing my policy of playing host to meaty superstars, I now welcome a magnificent hunk of British beef. Ladies and gentlemen, Les Dawson. Do you want to sit down?
Sorry?
Sit down?
Yeah, sure.
That's right.
What was all that promotion bit?
Well, earlier?
40 minutes to show their stuff.
Yes. I
couldn't think... delivering K-pop.
I couldn't think of a word. I didn't know what you were going to deliver, you see. Stuff. We had a lot of letters for our guests last week. We had these three hunks, but that's nothing new to you,
Oh, you mean the brains trust last week? Yeah.
Yes. You've got the Les Dawson Appreciation Society, haven't you?
Well, I've got a fan. It's a 12-inch Pifco.
What is tell me, Les,
Sorry?
What is a typical member of your Appreciation Society?
Well, I think to put in a more searching light, I had a wonderful letter a few weeks ago after a show from a lovely lady from Tamworth. And it was very moving. It was written on an onion. Don't know why I said that. No.
Well...
You should have said, well, yeah, that's your lot. So what it was, she said, just very simply, she said, Dear Mr. Dawson, she said, I would like to thank you. She said, because I saw your concert at the Apotheosis Hall. And she said, you've done more for me than any Fill it up now. She said, you've done more than any specialist could have ever hoped. She said, for years, she said, I've suffered from acute insomnia. My nights abed were a restless misery. I've had treatments in Zurich and Rill, but to no effect. You nearly smiled then, didn't you? Now I do believe it's a live show. So she said, but I watched your performance, and after 5 minutes I couldn't keep my eyes open. And I think that's if you can do something on your way through life, the vicissitudes of this world that we live in, then I'm a happy person.
It is moving, as you say.
It's very moving, yes.
Do your fans laugh at mother-in-law jokes? Because there was a time when they were out of favour.
Well, they are out of favour now. I've never, ever said anything derogative about my dear wife's mother.
Really?
No, she's a wonderful woman. She came to live with us. My cup of happiness did brimmeth over. As soon as she knocked on the door, I knew it was her, because the mice were throwing themselves on the traps. And next door's Rottweiler was begging for a muzzle. You laughed again! I don't believe this!
Yes, there's a lot more with that.
So she was a very nice one. No, I don't think that's anything. I've always believed in the family crucible. And I think that the mother-in-law plays an integral part in the family alliance. And my wife's mother, I tell you now, when she goes, God knows well, because she does things her way and I do things her way. And I think it'll be very difficult when she goes. And when she does go, I'll take her to the cemetery in a sports car. Well, you know what the traffic's like on the road.
Quite. You have... Let's go to the other end of the...
Sorry?
Scale of relations. You've acquired a new fan, of course, your baby, Charlotte. Haven't you?
Yes, at my age.
Yeah, well...
I think it's great having a child later on. Well, not me. I mean, I'm older. The child isn't.
You and I are very similar in many ways because we're the same age and we've both had children, again, later in life. It's a great feeling,
my wife had the child.
Well, you had something to do with it.
Well, I did, as a matter of fact.
How did you find being a dad, being a dad again?
She's marvellous. She's 7 months old and she's smashing. Really, lovely kid.
She sleep?
Pardon?
Does she sleep?
Yeah, we've got National Health chloroform. No, she's a lovely kid, she really is.
Were you present at the birth?
Yes.
Wow.
The most moving thing. I'm a coward, to be honest with you. Terrible. If I see blood anywhere, I usually just go into a dead swoon. But I must say, the gynaecologist was slightly late coming up, and I had to help to deliver. Seriously. And I actually touched it, she came away, and it's a marvellous feeling.
You didn't video this, did you?
Sorry?
You didn't have it videoed. Haven't got a...
Good God, no. Good God, you can't have people in your house saying, how would you like to see the way Jenny Tarley for everybody to see on bloody film? What sort of a society is this? It is entitled to some privacy.
Some people do.
I can't believe that. But anyway, so Mary moving, a wonderful thing.
Yes.
And we didn't think we could have any kids, to be honest with you, because when you reach a certain age and people tut a bit, well, you must have had the same thing. You tut, don't you?
Did it the first time?
Let's face it, when you get to 50, you're supposed to join a cricket team and look after your bowels. You're not supposed to have children. And suddenly there you are, a father. It's great.
And you hadn't been well, had you, before the conception, so you must have been rather surprised when you heard the news.
Well, yeah. Well, what happened was... Can I talk about this on the air?
Yes.
Are people still watching this show?
So far, so far.
Well, I thought I'd ask. It was only in fun. So, what happened was Trace and I decided, because, you know, Trace, although she looks considerably younger than me, she is. Anyway, we went down to see the doctor, and I thought, well, it'd be best if we both got checked over, sort of had an MOT, to make sure that we're both healthy, because I think it'd be very wrong to sort of go into that sort of thing and nothing happen at the end of it, although the rehearsal time's great, but there's always that, you know. And she was fit, physically fit. So we sat there, and he said, marvellous, for your age, you're wonderful, Trace. So I said, well, that's fine. Then he said to me, he said, there's a great fear today that many men have a low sperm count. Well, I've never seen them count. I mean, I know the educational system's bad, but if you get something like that going through, then you're in trouble. So I said, yes. I said, I can well understand that. He said, a lot of women have gone through life thinking it was their fault they never conceived, and in actual fact, it's the men. So I thought it over. I said, well, I think it's very wide. He said, well, I think you should have a test. And I said, yes, I'll make an appointment. Never believed for one moment that I would. It was a get-out. You know, national pride. So he said, what about now? I looked at him, and this red nurse came in, this huge thing with arms like gammon steaks.
A red nurse?
Oh, she was incredibly huge, red hair, red everything. Red, bucolic. I don't know what part of bucolic she came from, but she was bucolic. We got a laugh off the cameraman. So she gave me this sample bottle, and I'm still in a state of shock. I'm still not sure what I've got to do. I couldn't see the red nurse being any help. So, the lips were dry, the lips were there. And I don't know quite how to tackle this. So they go through a labyrinth of corridors, and I'm following this vast woman. Enormous shoulders, because she's like the Cotswolds. So eventually, then a chap meets me on the 3rd floor with a book. It's a magazine.
Beano?
It was showing some really awful things. It was a sex magazine. It was a sex magazine.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what on the cover, I thought it was the M6, but it wasn't. So now I've got this, I've got my sample bottle, and I'm in the hands now of a small male nurse who is being very nice. He puts me in this cubicle, but this time I'm drained of all emotion. And he says, let me know when you've finished. Press this button, I think the number was 312, it's embedded in the memory cell, and let me know when you've finished. So I stood there and had a cigarette and looked through the window and thought about the income tax, the garden, the wife's mother was up the Orinoco gun running. I thought of everything. But that. So eventually I decided, well, I've got to do something. I've been there an hour. Couldn't do anything. Looked at this magazine, that put me right off, so I put that away. I don't think it to be so I thought I'd better get undressed. Now, this isn't being vulgar, but what else do you do? You can't stand there in your waistcoat, can you? I got on the bed, and somehow my braces got entangled in my shoe. So I'm stretching there like that. And somebody knocked on the door, went, who's that? fell off, and this woman opened the door, and my trousers down, so of course they thought I was a pervert. So they sent for security, but they saw the way I was built, so they went away again. And then went on and on until eventually the deed was done. It's very embarrassing.
Wow.
Well, I covered it over with a piece of paper that was supplied. And the red nurse was outside. And she snatched the paper off. She said, "No, you've done one, have you?" And that was it. Anyway, this upshot of this story, I went very shamefaced back to the specialist. Head hung low, humiliated, humbled. And he just said, "Well, he said, I've got some news for you regarding your sperm count." I said, "Tell me the worst." He said, "It's marvellous. Do you fancy being a donor?" And I could have had clones everywhere. They could have been singing that song, "Bring on the Clones." So I was delighted, and the result was, of course, we've got Charlotte. With little love, she is.
Yeah?
Worth it. Oh, yeah.
But you can have as many as you wanted now, feeling like that.
Yeah, no, it's marvellous. Oh, I feel great. I think it makes you feel... I think an older parent copes better.
Well, you're more interested in them, aren't you?
When you've got more time as well, I think that's the main thing.
Exactly.
Do you find that?
I do. But strangely for you, for one so macho, you've played lots of dames on stage. You've done Ada, of course, and you've played a 100-year-old granny on TV. Is there a little old lady waiting to get out, in spite of what you've just told us?
I don't know, you knew about her. I don't know, I have a great regard for women, and I certainly like the older women, because, of course, when you think of the times they lived through, these wonderful old ladies, and the sort of terrible economic climates they went through, and they always had a span, they're always wonderful, and I like the way that their morality, like in the North, the northern women, they never actually say anything about the private things about a woman.
Mm.
So if somebody's having a baby, they would always say, "I see she's...
Yes.
I mean, the best I ever got was staying with an old couple, and she said, when I was doing a club somewhere in the North, and she said, "You really enjoy living here?" She said, "It's home from home." She said, "I've got a very nice L-shaped lounge, the television set. If you want to use the immersion heater, I just want a day's notice." And she said, "We have 2 toilets, one upstairs and one down." She said, "But we don't use the one upstairs for solids." Well, it's lovely, that, isn't it?
Yes.
You have to put your name down for Andrews.
That's for tests.
Nice jerseys, aren't they?
Yes. Yes. Warren Beatty liked these as well.
Oh, name drop. It's always that. Ring-a-ding-ding.
Well, I've got more names to drop, because now we have the company of a lady who is a striking physical contrast to Les, but then aren't we all? Her height enabled her to get a driving licence at the age of 12. Her talent made her a star, and her series Golden Girls was loved on both sides of the Atlantic. Some weeks ago, British fans wept along with the cast as the very last episode unfolded.
I have to go.
Dorothy, is this goodbye?
I love you. Always. Oh, God, I love you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bea Arthur.
Thank you. Oh, well, God, you know, I almost didn't get here.
Why?
Well, you know, I mean, the airport with Mr. Clinton getting the haircut.
Of course.
We were in a holding pattern for hours.
I had a woman come up to me in Los Angeles and said, "Anybody ever tell you look like Bill Clinton?" It's the hair, I suppose.
The hair, I guess.
Anyway, it's lovely to see you again.
Thank
you for coming
nice
back.
to be here.
That exit was very moving, but it meant the end of the series that we loved so much. Was it your idea to leave?
Oh, yes. Only because it seems to me all my adult life has been spent in that little box. I mean, in 1972, I started out with a series called Maude, which we did for 6 years, and we did Golden Girls for 7 years, and in between there were a couple of abortive ones that just didn't make it. But I thought it was time to leave.
And there are rumours, talking of leaving, that you're planning to move to England.
I don't know that I will move totally, but I love London, and I really would like to get myself a flat here.
What's the great appeal for you then?
I tell you, as a very young girl in 1959, I came to London and saw the Crazy Gang at the Victoria Palace, and I've just never gotten over it.
They're still here, they call the government.
Yes.
I'm sorry. What? I'm sorry. I don't understand English.
Thanks very much. You've just killed the gag. Still.
I'm so sorry. If you had done that to me, I'm so sorry. I don't know. Shall we do it again?
Yeah.
Do it again.
They're still here, you said. And he said...
Yes, they're still here. Only now we call them the government.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
That is 3 times you've kissed him now.
Okay.
Please be careful. No,
We do that in Los Angeles. I don't know.
yeah. But you're talking of coming here. You are putting yourself to the test, aren't you? Because you're going to perform at Brighton soon?
Yes. That's really the reason that, well, aside from seeing you and friends and whatnot, there's a big festival in Brighton now, and there's a comedy festival, the last night of which is the 29th, which should be a very interesting evening. It's going to be an evening of humorists reading humorists, and it's for the benefit of an AIDS, HIV hospice there called The Beacon, Sussex. And Ned Sharon is hosting it, and a lot of British comedians will be performing.
Ned Sharon doesn't like advertising, but we'll mention it all the same. If you do come here, of course, you may see an English version of the Golden Girls, called, oddly enough, Brighton Bells.
I'd heard of that.
What do you think of that idea?
I don't understand it, actually, because I hear that they're using our scripts. So, I don't know. I mean, our show has been so successful here, but I wish them well. I mean, it's a wonderful, wonderful idea. And they probably will not step on each other's laugh lines.
We haven't seen the last of the Golden Girls, of course, because they have now gone on to a new series called the Golden Palace, and this week you make a special appearance.
All right, sir. Here you go.
Excuse me. Aren't you forgetting something?
Like what?
Aren't you going to say have a nice day?
No. Look, in the 45 minutes that I served you, you complained about the food, the coffee, the service, and said that in my case, a sprinkle a day wasn't quite doing the trick. I don't care if you have a pulse, much less a nice day. I'll never get over that.
That was a beautiful line, beautifully done, and I think we'll hear it again from you, Les, over the years.
That's a good line, yes.
Perfect.
Please.
So you couldn't keep away from the old series?
Well, I promised them that I would do 2 episodes during what we call the sweeps weeks. I guess you have them here too. When they count the number of watchers and listeners.
Oh yes.
You do this on this show, don't you? You're not going to be on 10.
Doesn't take long, no. We were talking earlier, as you may have heard, Les and I, about him dressing in women's clothes. He's an old hand at pantomime, of course. Are you aware of this great tradition, pantomime?
I've heard of this. I would love, and I will wait. I will not say anything. I really don't. All I know is that I hear that ancient actors who are fairly macho. No, not you. They come out in drag at Christmas time.
Yes.
Is that
Well,
what
I
it
come
is?
out at Christmas time, though. Not bloody ancient.
How it could...
No,
Les,
you're right.
By that I mean well established in the business.
Well done, my love.
How do you define pantomime?
Well, it's very difficult to define because it's so British in origin. Some people say, and this is quite serious, that it came from the mystery plays of the medieval times, where people toured the hamlets and did grotesque things because that's all the peasants understood. The one I like on the theory, which I think is more relevant to pantomime is that the early Victorians, who were very lusty, sexual people, they really were,
Yes.
they wanted to see women's legs. But because it wasn't the norm, they had to make an excuse to see them. So they devised the men to dress as women, the women to dress as men, so they could see the legs.
Spiffing wheeze. With your height, of course,
So what?
Bea, you could be principal...
Spiffing wheeze?
Yes.
That sounds like an asthma attack.
With your height, you'd be the perfect principal boy, as it's called. Are you good at thigh slapping?
At what?
You have to slap the...
Thigh slapping.
Thighs? Is that something else that's very
It was
British?
done like this.
No, I know, but...
Hello, everybody.
Yes. That is all. I guess I could do that.
You would be wonderful.
I'd probably... What would I play?
You'd
Well,
be
you'd play
Dandini.
principal boy.
Principal boy, that's the main character.
Dandini.
Dandini, yes.
Is this just for children?
Ostensibly, it's for dirty old Victorian men, really. So, I'll tell you what, we'll have a quick shower now, then we'll come back and face the killer. Excuse me. Welcome back. He started.
You broke my will. What a thrill, I say. Tenderness and raisin, balls of fire. I let it love by my body was funny. Dripping by my palm, I laid it on you, honey. Love is real. Oh, what I feel. The goodness and raisin, balls of fire. Kissing me, baby. Ooh, feeling good. Hold me, baby. It'll look and love you like a lover should. You're fine, so kind. I'm gonna tell this world that you're mine, 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 mine. Chew my nails and I twiddle my thumb. Real nervous, but it sure is fun. Come on, baby, drive me crazy. Tenderness is crazy, balls of fire. Feels good. Hold me, baby. Every little Jerry love you like a lover should. You're fine, so kind. I'm gonna tell this world that you're mine, 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 mine. Do my nails and I twiddle my thumb. Telling everybody sure it's fun. Come on, baby, drive me crazy. Ronnie, would you play me some rock and roll now? Woo! Like a lover should. You're fine, so kind. I'm gonna tell this world that you're mine, mine, mine. Do my nails and I twiddle my thumb. Real nervous, but it sure is fun. Come on, baby, you drive me crazy. Goodness gracious, balls of fire.
Thank you. So, nice to see you. You went straight into that number, as I was about to say Joey Lee Lewis, but it was great to hear. Now, you've just flown in from Dublin, haven't you? And you did a surprise number there with Bruce Springsteen.
Sir?
Bruce Springsteen, did you not play?
Bruce, yes. I went out to see the boss. He invited me out. I never had a better time. I really enjoyed it to the utmost. And I didn't know he was going to ask me to come on stage and do a number. But God bless his heart, he did, and I enjoyed it. And I've never seen a better show. I've never had a better time.
Is Dublin your home now?
One of them.
Why are you in Dublin, then?
Well, we're in Dublin for one reason. It's one of probably the nicest cities and the best place to raise a child, I would say. And we're writing a book, my biography on a book, with Dr. Rock. And this book is the truth. I mean, it's Jerry Lee Lewis's life from age 3 to age 58. And I think the folks will get a real good truth out of this because there's been so many books written on me that's not true.
Can I check a couple of other things?
You can check them, yeah.
If they're true. The papers this week have carried stories about the U.S. taxman chasing you and seizing your pianos. Is that true? Yeah.
To say the least. A very, very silly move that the IRS did that to me. I had no idea they were going to do anything like that. And I came over to Dublin, and I stayed in Dublin with a little over 3 weeks. And they go in my home, and they knock my doors down, my windows out, and they take my clothes and my little boy's toys, and silly things like that. When we had an agreement with them people, there wasn't any problem on any tax, and we had everything copacetic, so to speak.
So they broke into your home?
I sure did, sir, big time.
And took the pianos as well as everything else?
They took my piano, which, what really hurt my feelings was they took my piano that my folks bought for me when I was 8 years old. And I still have that old piano. It has holes worn through the ivories on it. And it meant a lot to me. They mortgaged their home for this piano for me when I was just a child. And I've kept it all these years, and they take that piano out. And I really don't appreciate that a bit.
Well, I expect you'll get it back. Wouldn't it be a tragedy if someone stole your piano, Les?
I think it'd be immense relief to most people. They probably cut into flats.
As we're talking about the truth, Jerry, 35 years ago exactly this weekend, you came to Britain and everything went very wrong for you. Here's the bit in the Daily Mirror reminding you of this unhappy time when you were actually expelled from Britain as a child snatcher and a bigamist.
That's really not true. I got sued for leaving.
Sued for leaving?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you broke a contract.
I didn't play my shows. I didn't fulfill my contract. I just took for notice that they wanted me to go home. I didn't know. And I didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings or anything because I married a cousin.
But she was 13 years old.
Well, she was 12 when I married her, but she turned 13 about 3 days later.
Oh, that's all right.
That's true. I swear that's true. I never wrote that, though.
There's no law in your part of America, then, about marrying a girl so young?
There's no law in this country now either that way.
How long did you stay together?
14 years.
So it was a real relationship, then?
Yes, it was.
From the age of 14, you've hardly yourself been out of wedlock, have you?
Would you say that one more time?
You've been married pretty well permanently, not always to the same person, since you were 14.
Yes, I was a little older than that. I was 15. The ladies I went with, and I knew great ladies, I mean, beautiful ladies. At least I did marry mine, you know. And better to give than receive, they say. So.
Marriage is very important to you, then, as an institution?
It's very important. It's
the people who make the wedding cakes.
Bea, do you think you could have handled this man when you were 13 years old?
I don't know. You know, actually, he has I love the way it's like talking about God. I started to say he has when he's sitting right here. You have a cousin who apparently there was a bit of hanky-panky going on. He didn't keep marrying the women. I'm talking about Jimmy Swaggart.
Jimmy.
So that at least these women were married. The relationships were honorable. A little kinky, but honorable.
Six times. Think of that, 6 mothers-in-law.
You should get a medal for that.
Very true what the lady said.
Yes. Your great rival naturally was Elvis. Is it true you tried to crash into his home? You attacked the gates of Graceland with your...
I crashed into his home way before then. But I didn't have to crash into Elvis Presley's home. I was invited.
But didn't you turn up with your car one day brandishing a gun and smash into the gates?
No, sir. Oh. If I had ever done anything like that, they would have locked me up for good. If I had ever married any lady without getting a divorce, I would have been locked up. And if I had to shoot somebody or something like that, I would have been locked up. This is very silly accusations. I'm not that kind of person.
His daughter, Lisa Marie, came to your home, didn't she? And she lived with you for a time?
Lisa Marie?
Hmm.
I met Lisa when she was a baby, 3 years old. And yes, she did come out to some of my shows in Las Vegas. But as far as any hanky-panky going on, no, sir. That's ridiculous.
Apart from your autobiography, Dennis Quaid made a film, Great Balls of Fire, as you. What did you think of that?
I thought it was bad. It just wasn't right. It wasn't Jerry Lee Lewis. He didn't pull it off at all. When I saw what they were doing, I was read the script and the way they were taking some of Myra's script, an ex-wife, and there was nothing in it true.
What about the music itself? Who played that?
I done that. I done the soundtrack. I insisted on that. Something good come out of it.
Tell us about your boyhood. You mentioned, you've talked about people at very young ages. You were trained, weren't you, as a minister for a while?
Yes, sir, I did. I went to Bible college at Waxahachie, Texas, Southwestern, and I studied for the ministry. I preached the ministry for 3 years.
And what put an end to that career?
Well, I was a very young lad at the time, and what I was preaching and what I thought was right and was studying, I wasn't really living up to exactly what I was preaching, so I had to go one way or the other, so I chose rock and roll. That's the way I went.
And you upset the elders of the church by the way you played the music?
Several times.
Mm.
Yeah, they didn't understand that.
Right.
Spiritual music, what I was playing.
So you play gospel music as well, you play rock. Which is the music that is really in your heart?
Which I think is the wedding march.
That's it.
Well, you know, I mean, I was raised on gospel music, and I was raised on gut bucket blues music, I call it, down in the South, down in Louisiana. And, like Nat King Cole type music, stuff like that. I love all kinds of music, and I could play all kinds of music, and I could sing all kinds of music. And I could have just kept it in the music, could have been all right. But
I'll tell you what, you've played, as we've established, with Bruce Springsteen, and tonight we've got a Rolling Stone with you. Ronnie Wood is here with us. And what are you going to play now?
Well, if it's all right with Ron, I'll play Great Balls of Fire again and a whole lot of shaking.
Oh, wow.
No, just a whole lot of shaking.
A whole lot of shaking. Thank you very much. Jerry Lee Lewis.
Should I do that?
Please, sir. And thank you for your company, Bea Arthur and Les Dawson. See you next week. Now hold tight for a whole lot of shaking going. Are we ready?
Come on over, baby, whole lot of shaking going on. I said, come on over, baby, it really can't be that wrong. I ain't begging, whole lot of shaking going on. I said, come on over, baby, we got to move by the horn. Come on over, baby, Jerry Lee got the chicken on the run. I never did fake, I like to hang it in all night long. Well, I let it shake, baby, shake it. Shake it, shake it, baby, shake it. Move it, baby, move it. Come on over, whole lot of shaking going on. One time, mama. is just standing in one little old spot. Then you wiggle it around just a little bit. As a matter of fact, they got that record bandit for me back in the States. It. Shake it. Shake it. Don't break it. Wrap it up and I'll take it. Yeah.